The spotlight burned like 1,000 accusing eyes, pinning me to the auditorium stage where my fingers trembled over the piano keys. I'd poured my soul into that piece, Chopin's Nocturne in E-flat, a whirlwind of longing and loss, but halfway through, the melody shattered. A single key stuck, then two, the notes fracturing into a discordant wail that echoed my fracturing heart. As the last broken chord hung in the air like a confession no one wanted to hear, the audience's silence turned to whispers, and I bolted from the bench, tears blurring the exit sign, straight into the arms of the one person who'd never judged my off-key world. That was the night everything cracked open, in the fluorescent-lit bowels of Lincoln High, where drama wasn't just a class, it was the air we breathed. My name's Adam Hale, 17 and counting, a senior in this sprawling brick beast of a school on the outskirts of Portland, Oregon. Rain-slick streets and coffee shops that never closed defined our corner of the Pacific Northwest. But inside these walls, it was a pressure cooker of cliques, crushes, and cutthroat ambitions. I was the artsy kid, the one who skipped lunch to noodle around in the music room, fingers dancing over ivories that felt more like home than the split custody shuffle between mom's cramped apartment and dad's sterile McMansion. The sabotage? Yeah, that wasn't an accident. I'd suspected Jake Harlan, the Golden Boy quarterback with a smile like a switchblade and a grudge as old as freshman year. We'd been friends once, best friends, tangled in that awkward limbo of boys figuring out who they were. But when I came out last spring, tentative and terrified in the back of his pickup after a bonfire party, his face had twisted like I'd handed him a live grenade. "Dude, that's messed up," he'd muttered, peeling out of the dirt lot without another word. Since then, it was sabotage by proxy. Rumors that I was hitting on the drama club guys, lockers vandalized with slurs in Sharpie, and now this glue in the piano keys, courtesy of his entourage. I slammed through the backstage door, chest heaving, the echo of laughter from the auditorium chasing me like ghosts. The prop room was a dim cave of forgotten costumes and cardboard sets, smelling of dust and desperation. I collapsed against a stack of painted flats, sobs ripping out of me in ugly, uneven bursts. That's when the door creaked open, not with the slam of intruders, but a soft click, like someone testing the waters. "Adam," the voice was low, almost swallowed by the shadows, a voice that didn't demand attention but claimed it anyway. "Christian. My stepbrother. The quiet one, the ghost in our fractured family portrait." He stepped in, closing the door with a gentleness that made my chest ache. At 18, a year ahead of me but worlds apart in presence, Christian was the son from Dad's second marriage, the one who blended into the wallpaper while the rest of us screamed for space. Tall and lean, with that mop of chestnut hair that fell over eyes the color of storm clouds, he moved like he was conserving energy for some unseen battle. We weren't blood. Not really. Mom had married Dad 5 years back, right after his divorce from Christian's mom left scars deeper than the Columbia Gorge canyons. But in the chaos of blended Thanksgivings and shared bathrooms, he'd become the brother I never asked for but couldn't imagine losing. He didn't say anything at first, just crouched down to my level, his flannel shirt brushing my knee. Those eyes, always watching, always seeing the notes I couldn't play aloud. "The keys," I choked out, wiping my face on my sleeve. They broke it all." Christian's gaze flicked to the door, then back to me, a flicker of something fierce beneath the calm. "I know." He reached out, hesitant, his hand hovering before settling on my shoulder, warm, steady, like the bass line holding up a symphony. Saw Jake's crew lurking earlier. This bullshit. Adam. You're better than their games. I laughed, bitter and broken. Better? I just bombed the talent showcase. Everyone's gonna think I'm a fraud. You're not. His voice dropped, intimate in the dim light. That piece. Even fractured. It was you. Raw. Real. He paused, thumb brushing my collarbone absent-mindedly, sending a shiver I tried to ignore. Come on. Let's get out of here. He pulled me up, and we slipped out the side exit into the relentless Portland drizzle. The school lot was emptying, taillights blurring in the rain like smeared watercolors. Christian's old Subaru, a hand-me-down from Dad, dented and faithful, waited under a sodium lamp. We drove in silence at first, the wipers slapping rhythm like a metronome gone wrong. He lived with Dad full-time. I split weeks, but nights like this, we'd detour to our spot, a pull-off overlooking the Willamette River, where the city lights danced on black water like hesitant fireflies. We parked, engine ticking cool, and he cracked the window, letting in the scent of wet pine and distant espresso. Play it for me, he said suddenly, nodding to the glove box where I kept my battered notebook, sketches of melodies, lyrics scrawled in the margins like confessions. I shook my head. No piano. No point. His eyes met mine, unyielding. Your hands are the piano, Adam. Show me the broken parts. Something in his tone, the quiet command, the belief cracked me wider. I pulled out the notebook, fingers tracing the page where I'd inked the nocturne, annotations in red for the places I'd improvised around the stuck keys. Humming low, I tapped rhythms on the dashboard, voice weaving the melody, faltering where it had failed. Christian listened, head against the seat, eyes closed, not interrupting, not pitying. When I trailed off, he opened his eyes. See, it's not broken. It's alive. That night, under the patter of rain on tin, we really talked for the first time in months. About Jake's betrayal stinging like salt in a fresh cut. About Dad's endless board meetings leaving us to fend for ourselves. About Mom's new boyfriend, the one who eyed me like I was a puzzle he couldn't solve. And Christian. He opened up too, in fragments. His mom's abandonment when he was 12, the way silence became his shield. People hear noise and think it's strength, he murmured. But you, your music cuts through. Makes me feel seen. The word hung there, electric. I wanted to lean in, bridge the space between us with something more than words, but fear clamped down. He was family, or close enough. And in a school where coming out meant target practice, risking this, whatever this was, felt like playing Russian roulette with my heart. By the time he dropped me at Mom's, the rain had eased to mist. Tomorrow, he said at the door, hand lingering on the gearshift. We'll fix the piano. Together, I nodded, throat tight. As his taillights faded, I pressed my palm to the window, watching the fog bloom. For the first time, the broken notes didn't feel like failure. They felt like a beginning. The next morning hit like a hangover from the rain gods. Gray skies spitting drizzle as I trudged into Lincoln High, backpack slung low, hood up against the world. The hallways buzzed with post-showcase gossip. Clusters of kids huddled like conspirators, phones glowing with blurry videos of my meltdown. Did you see Hale choke? Someone snickered from a locker bank. I kept my head down, weaving through the throng of North Face jackets and ironic band tees. The scent of Axe body spray and cafeteria bleach a nauseating cocktail. First period English dragged. Mrs. Whitaker droning on about the Great Gatsby like it was gospel. But my mind was elsewhere, replaying Christian's voice, the way his touch had anchored me. Stepbrother or not, there was a pull there, magnetic and terrifying, like gravity deciding to rewrite the rules. I'd always noticed him. The way he'd linger in the kitchen at Dad's, pouring coffee black while I rambled about chord progressions. The quiet nods during family dinners when Dad steamrolled conversations. But last night, it shifted. Made the air between us hum. Lunch was a minefield. I grabbed a tray, mystery meatloaf that tasted like regret, and scanned for a safe corner. The drama table was out. My so-called friends from theater club had scattered posts coming out, their solidarity as flimsy as the sets we built. That's when Mia Lopez, queen of the debate team and my reluctant ally, waved me over. Sharp-eyed and unapologetically queer herself, she was the one who'd slipped me a spare key to the music room after Jake's first stunt. "Sit," she commanded, shoving a bag of flamin' hot Cheetos my way. "Ignore the vultures." Your nocturne was fire. Glue or no glue, I managed a half-smile, crunching a chip. "Thanks." But the video's everywhere. Jake's got half the football team retweeting memes. Her dark eyes narrowed. "Petty. He's just mad you turned down his pity invite to homecoming last year." She leaned in, voice dropping. "Heard from Tyler, he's the one who glued the keys." Bragging in chem about teaching the fairy a lesson. Rage flickered, hot and familiar. Tyler Voss, Jake's shadow, all bravado and no backbone. I'd shared secrets with him once, late-night texts about crushes that blurred lines. Betrayal twice over. "We gotta hit back," I muttered. Mia grinned. "Feral. Already on it." Debates got dirt on Harlan's grade-fixing scam. "But careful," Christian texted me. "Said to watch your back today." Christian. Of course he'd looped in Mia. They shared AP Bio, bonded over dissections and dry humor. The thought warmed me, unbidden. "He's solid," I said, too casual. She arched a brow. "Solid? Huh?" The quiet types got layers. Like onion layers. "Makes you cry." I laughed despite myself, but the bell cut it short. Afternoon blurred. Trig proofs that swam on the page. Gym class dodging dodgeballs aimed too precisely at my head. By last period, the music room called like a siren. I slipped in early, heart pounding, half expecting forensics tape or worse. Instead, Christian was there. Perched on the piano bench, toolkit splayed, screwdrivers, pliers, a can of WD-40 glinting under the fluorescence. His sleeves were rolled up, forearms corded from summer jobs at the lumber yard, a smudge of grease on his jaw. He looked up, that half-smile breaking through. "Figured we'd start here." "You didn't have to," I said, dropping my bag. "But I was glad, God. So glad." He shrugged, sliding over to make space. "Family tax." The word landed soft, but our knees brushed as I sat, sending a jolt up my spine. Close. He smelled like pine soap and faint motor oil, a combo that shouldn't work but did. We worked in tandem, his hands steady where mine shook. He pried open the keybed, cursing under his breath at the dried epoxy. "Amateurs," he muttered. "This'll take heat." He flicked on a space heater swiped from the janitor's closet, the room warming like a cocoon. As the glue softened, conversation flowed easier than it ever had. He talked about college apps, quietly gunning for community college, mechanics program, nothing flashy. Don't need spotlights, he said, wiping sweat from his brow. Just something that fits. And this, I gestured to the piano, our fingers tangling briefly over a lever. Fits. His eyes held mine, longer than necessary. Yeah. Fits. The moment stretched, charged, until the bell rang, shattering it. We extracted the last shard of key just as the door banged open. Tyler, flanked by two linemen, faces twisted in smirks. Well, if it isn't the piano princes, Tyler drawled, accent thick with fake drawl. Fixing your little toy? Christian stood slow, blocking the bench like a shield. Out, was. Tyler laughed, but it was forced. Or what? You gonna tattle to daddy? I rose too, pulse thundering. You glued it. We know. The air thickened. Tyler's eyes darted fear, guilt, before he scoffed. Prove it. Freak. He lunged forward. Not at me, but the piano. Fist raised like he meant to smash what we'd salvaged. Christian moved like lightning, grabbing his wrist mid-swing, twisting just enough to drop him to his knees. The lineman froze, then backed off, muttering. Touch it again, Christian growled, voice low thunder. And it's not daddy you'll answer to. Tyler scrambled up, red-faced, bolting with his cronies. The door slammed, leaving silence thick as fog. Exhaled, shaky. You didn't have to. Yeah, I did. He turned, face inches from mine, breath mingling. No one messes with what's yours. Our eyes locked, and in that beat, the world narrowed, the rain tapping windows, the hum of the heater, the unspoken pull yanking us closer. His hand found my arm, grip firm, and I didn't pull away. Didn't want to. Then voices echoed down the hall, cleanup crew, and the spell broke. We packed up, awkward laughs covering the heat. Driving home that afternoon, his playlist on low, Bon Iver's falsetto weaving through indie folk. I stole glances at his profile, sharp against the gray. Brother. Friend. Something more, whispering in the margins. That night, at Dad's for my week, dinner was the usual minefield. Dad at the head, buried in emails, his new girlfriend, Lisa, chirping about real estate. Christian and I across from each other, fork scraping plates, loaded glances our secret language. Under the table, his foot nudged mine. Accidental? Intentional? And I nearly choked on my mashed potatoes. Bedtime found me in the guest room, notebook open, scribbling lyrics born of broken keys and steady hands. A knock soft, familiar. Christian slipped in, flannel pajamas rumpled, hair bed-tousled. Can't sleep, he admitted, perching on the bed's edge. That thing with Tyler got me thinking about. My voice was rough, room suddenly too small. Protecting what's real, he swallowed, Adam's apple bobbing. You. This. His hand covered mine on the notebook, thumb tracing a lyric. In the silence between notes, I found your echo. Heart slamming, I flipped my palm up, lacing our fingers. Christian, he leaned in, forehead to mine, breath warm. I know it's complicated, but last night, Hearing you play even the cracks, it hit me. You're not just my stepbrother, Adam. You're home. The kiss was inevitable, soft at first, tentative lips brushing like a question. Then deeper, a dam breaking, hands cupping faces, the world outside dissolving in the rain-lashed dark. It wasn't fire. It was embers, glowing steady, promising warmth through the storm. We pulled back, gasping, foreheads pressed. "This changes everything," I whispered. He nodded, eyes fierce. "Good." Weeks blurred into a secret rhythm, the kind that thrums under skin like a bass line you feel more than hear. School became our tightrope, stolen moments in the music room, knees brushing under cafeteria tables, texts lighting up my phone at midnight with song links and inside jokes. Christian's quiet strength was my anchor. He'd wait by my locker after Jake's glares turned venomous, or slip me notes folded into paper cranes, lyrics he'd scratched out during boring lectures. Your broken notes are my favorite symphony. One read, unfolding in my palm like a promise. But Portland's November chill brought sharper edges. The drama club production, Rent, all queer anthems and aching vulnerability, cast me as Mark, the filmmaker chronicling his friends' unraveling lives. Rehearsals were a high-wire act, belting La Vie Bohème with a cast that half-embraced, half-eyed me sideways, whispers of Hale's method acting his coming out, slithering through wings. Mia nailed Maureen, her firecracker energy a bomb. But Jake? He'd weaseled into Roger, his guitar-strumming charm masking the rot. One rehearsal. Post-light my candle. Jake cornered me backstage, breath hot with Red Bull. "Nice kiss with your brother last week," he sneered. Phone thrust forward. A blurry shot from the parking lot. Christian and me too close by his car. Step or not. That's some West Virginia shit. Ice flooded my veins. Delete it. Or what? Post it? Let the whole school see Adam Hale's family reunion. His laugh was ugly, triumphant. I shoved past, heart hammering, straight to the bathroom where I retched into the sink. Betrayal layered on betrayal, Tyler's glue. Now this. How long had he been stalking shadows? By the time I texted Christian, "Meet me." Now that dusk had fallen, stage lights mocking through rain-streaked windows. He found me on the loading dock, huddled under an overhang, photo pulled up on my phone. His face darkened as he scrolled, jaw clenching. "Harlan." "Of course. We can't," I started, voice cracking. "If this gets out." He pulled me against him, rain dripping from his hood onto my shoulder. "It won't. I'll handle it." But handling meant risks. That weekend, Dad's tension simmered like overboiled gravy. Lisa was out at yoga, Dad glued to a game, Seahawks versus whoever, cheers booming from the den. Christian and I escaped to the garage, his domain of toolboxes and half-tuned bikes. He paced, grease-streaked hands raking hair. Confront him? Nah, that's his game. We flip it, use the play. I perched on a workbench, legs swinging. "How? Your role." Mark documents everything. Film his bullshit. Evidence. The idea sparked. Dangerous and right. We plotted in whispers. Me with my phone's hidden cam mode during rehearsals, catching Jake's off-script jabs, his crew's slurs. Christian as lookout, his presence a deterrent. It felt like us against the storm, two halves of a chord, resonating. Monday brought payoff. In the green room, Jake boasted to Tyler about the freak tape, voice tinny on my recording. I hit send to Mia, who forwarded to the principal's anonymous tip line, layered with Jake's old grade scam whispers. By Wednesday, drama club erupted. Jake yanked from the cast. Tyler benched from JV. The halls buzzed, but not with my name for once. The spotlight swung elsewhere. Relief was sweet, but fleeting. Friday night, post-rehearsal cast party at Mia's. Her mom's Victorian crammed with fairy lights and craft IPAs for the adults. Us. Christian showed, uninvited but welcome. He nursed a root beer in the corner, watching me laugh with the ensemble, his eyes pulling like tides. When Seasons of Love blasted from the speakers, he tugged me to the makeshift dance floor, hands on my waist, swaying slow amid the chaos. "You're glowing," he murmured into my hair, bodies fitting like puzzle pieces. First time in forever, I tilted up, lips brushing his ear. "Because of you." The kiss that followed was bolder, hidden in the crowd's whirl, but electric. Mia hooped from the sidelines, but not everyone cheered. Tyler, slinking in late with a six-pack, caught the edge of it, his glare promising payback. Saturday dawned crisp, leaves crunching underfoot as Christian and I hiked Forest Park, trails winding through evergreens like veins of the city. Portland's wild heart, away from prying eyes. We picnicked on a bluff, PB and JS and thermoses of coffee, talking dreams. Mine, Juilliard, if scholarships aligned, fingers coaxing symphonies from silence. His trade school, then a shop of his own, building custom rides that turned heads without shouting. "And us?" I asked, apple core in hand, heart in throat. He set down his thermos, ice steady. Us is the constant. Whatever comes, school's apart, family bullshit, we're the melody that holds. I believed him. In that sun-dappled moment, with the Willamette snaking below like a silver thread, I did. But Sundays at Mom's shattered illusions. She was dating Rick now, a burly contractor with a laugh like gravel and opinions sharper than his tools. Dinner was interrogation. So, Adam, still playing that piano? Or chasing boys? Rick's wink was meant light, but it landed like lead. "Mom," I warned, fork stabbing peas. She waved it off, tipsy on Merlot. "Just saying, life's short. Don't hide who you are, like your father did." Dad's closet had cracked their marriage wide. She wielded it like a shield and a sword. Rick leaned in, oblivious. "Heard about the school drama. That Harlan kid? Sounds like you stirred the pot." I froze. "How?" Whispers traveled fast, but this felt pointed. Mom's eyes softened. "Christian mentioned it. Said you're handling it like a champ." Christian. Loyal, always. But the mention twisted, family ties binding tighter than I wanted. Back in my room. Phone buzzed. "Missed you today. Garage project tomorrow." Heart swelled, but doubt crept. Were we playing with fire? Blurring lines blood couldn't? Monday's rehearsal was electric. Cast galvanized without Jake's toxicity. Harmonies soaring. Post-curtain call. Christian waited in the lot. Engine running. We detoured to our river spot. Windows fogging as we talked. Laughed. Kissed until stars pricked the sky. "Promise me," I said, head on his chest, heartbeat syncing with mine. "No matter what, promise." His fingers traced my spine. A silent vow. But promises bend in storms. Tuesday. Mia pulled me aside pre-homeroom. Face grim. Tyler's got a new play. That photo? He sent it to Christian's mom. Christian's mom. Exiled to Seattle after the divorce. Radio silent for years. Why now? She called him last night, Mia continued. Screaming about family values. Threatening to tell your dad. The world tilted. Christian hadn't mentioned it. His texts all normal. Emojis and memes. Hiding to protect me? Or pulling away? I found him in bio. Lab partners dissecting earthworms. His knife steady but eyes distant. Hey! I whispered, sliding onto the stool beside. He glanced up, smile forced. Worm guts. Glamorous. About your mom. Later. Sharp. Shut down. Lunch was silent. Our table an island. After, in the music room sanctuary, he cracked. She's using it. Says it's proof Dad's household is toxic. Wants custody revisited. Like I'm 12 again. His voice broke. Fist clenching. Told her it's none of her business. But if she goes to Dad, the thought curdled. His casual homophobia, jokes over beers. No son of mine undertones would erupt into Armageddon. We face it, I said, hand on his. Together, he nodded, but shadows lingered. That night, Dad's dinner was a farce, Lisa's casserole congealing untouched. Dad's phone rang midway, unknown number. He stepped out, voice rising in the hall. Christian and I exchanged looks, dread pooling. When Dad returned, face thunderous, the hammer fell. Christian. Adam. Upstairs. Now, in the den, storm brewing, he paced. Your mother's stirring shit, son. Accusations. About you too. His eyes flicked between us, disgust veiled as concern. Is it true? Christian stepped forward, chin up. Yeah. It's true. Dad's face crumpled. Anger, grief, confusion crashing. Jesus. Stepbrothers? This house. I can't. He trailed off, sinking into his chair. Pack your things. Christian. You're going to your mom's. Tonight. The words landed like eviction from Eden. I lunged. Dad. No. Enough. He roared. But his eyes, wet, broken, betrayed him. This ends. For all our sakes. Christian's hand found mine. Squeeze fierce. As sirens wailed distant, Portland's nocturnal lullaby, we ascended stairs, bags half-packed, hearts in freefall. At his door, he pulled me close, kissed desperate, tasting of salt and goodbye. Wait for me, he whispered. Broken notes or not, I nodded, throat sealed. But as his taillights vanished into rain-slick night, doubt whispered. Some melodies fade before the crescendo. The house echoed hollow after Christian left, like a piano with all but one string snapped. Dad avoided my eyes at breakfast, burying himself in the Oregonian, sections crisp as his new boundaries. Lisa tiptoed, offering weak smiles and extra bacon, but it stuck like ash. I texted Mom, "Can I come early?" And she picked me up that afternoon, her Honda rattling over potholes, questions mercifully on hold. Her apartment was a warm clutter. Vinyl stacks by the turntable, succulents thriving on windowsills overlooking Powell's Books district. Rick was there, grilling salmon on the fire escape, his booming laugh a forced bridge over the chasm. Rough week, kid? He asked, flipping fillets. I shrugged, poking at coleslaw. Family stuff. He nodded, sage-like. Families are like salmon, pink outside, full of bones inside. Mom swatted him, but her eyes on me were soft, searching. That night, curled on the couch with her, when Harry met Sally flickering Meg Ryan's quips a bomb, I cracked. Dad kicked Christian out. Because of us. Her arm tightened. Us. Tears spilled then. The story tumbling. The music room. The river kisses. The photo that ignited the fuse. She listened. No judgment. Just nods and tissues. Oh, honey, she sighed when I finished. Love's not a straight line. There's a sonata, UPS, downs, rests that scare you. She cupped my face. Your dad's scared too. Give him time. And Christian. Fight for what's real. Her words lodged deep, a seed in cracked soil. School Monday was purgatory. Empty locker beside mine. Bio lab a solo dissection. Mia cornered me at lunch. Christian's at Seattle Prep now, emergency transfer. His mom's got lawyers circling. My fork clattered. He's gone. Just like that. She squeezed my hand. Not gone. Call him. I did. That night from my twin bed. Phone pressed to ear like a lifeline. Voicemail. Hey, it's me. Leaving town. But we'll figure it. His voice, gravel rough, broke me anew. Days bled into weeks. Rent rehearsals a numb autopilot. I channeled ache into Mark's lens, filming castmates with a detachment that fooled no one. Mia ad-libbed support, slipping me setlist tickets to a Decemberist show, for when you're ready to howl. But howling came in private. Midnight piano sessions at a community center. Fingers bruising keys with improvised dirges. Broken notes my only communion. Thanksgiving loomed. A mandated truce. Dad's table. Lisa's turkey gilded, but tension thick as gravy. Christian absent, his mom hosting. Walls up higher than the Cascades. Dad cleared his throat post-pie. Voice gruff. Adam. About. Before. I overreacted. Scared of losing you both. He rubbed his neck. Therapy. Family kind. If you're open. I nodded. Wary. Christian too. If he wants. Olive branch. Thorny but extended. The call came Black Friday. Amid mall hordes and Rick's gadget sales. Christian's number. Unknown area code. Portland's too quiet without you. He started. No preamble. Seattle suits you? Rainier views. A chuckle. Warm fracture. Miss the Willamette. Miss. Everything. Pause. Heavy. Mom's easing up. Says it's phase. But school's okay, woodshop's killer. We talked hours, his new crew. My set runs. Silences filled with unsaid I love yous. Come back, I whispered finally. For the show. Opening night. Wouldn't miss it. Promise too. Fragile as frost. December barreled in. Strings of lights twinkling against ever-gray skies. Rehearsals peaked. Angel's Aid storyline gutting me. Parallels to our fractured family too raw. Offstage. Jake lurked fringes. Suspended but seething. Tyler his echo. One night. Post-dash without you. He cornered Mia in the alley. Tell Hale. Tape's not the only copy. Stepbro secrets stay buried or not. She told me. Voice steel. He's bluffing. But watch. Opening night. Auditorium packed. Air electric with nerves and eggnog breath. Backstage chaos. Costume malfunctions. Makeup smears. I paced in Mark's scarf. Christian's text-burning pocket. Front row. Break a leg. Heart soared. Then plummeted. Dad in aisle 3. Lisa beaming. Mom and Rick beside. A full house of fault lines. Curtain rose. Lights hot. And we launched Seasons of Love. Voices blending in defiant harmony. I poured soul into every line. Camera prop steady. Eyes finding Christians in the crowd. His nod. Subtle fire. Intermission buzzed. He slipped backstage. Flannel under peacoat. Pulling me into prop shadows. You were magic, he breathed. Hands framing my face. You're here. Kiss quick. Fierce. Applause masking our gasp. Second act soared. La Vie Bohem's rebellion. Mimi's fade-wrenching tears. Finale crescendo. Bows amid roars. And as lights dimmed, Christian waited in the green room. Flowers wilted from his grip, daisies. My favorite. Wild and unpretentious. Proud, he said simply. Bouquet thrust forward. Dinner after. Neutral ground. Mia's diner haunt. Cast spilling booths with fries and milkshakes. Our families mingled awkward. Dad clapping Christian's shoulder stiff. Mom quizzing his Seattle tales. Under table. Our knees touched. Anchor in the storm. But Tyler's shadow loomed. Post-meal. As we hugged goodbyes in lot. He materialized, hood up. Phone glowing. Sweet show. Lovebirds. Sneer twisted. But wait till the sequel drops. He bolted before Christian lunged. Taillights fleeing into night. Jake's car. Idling block away, getaway. My phone buzzed. Anonymous link. The photo. Time-stamped now with captions. Lincoln High's dirtiest secret. Family ties. Panic surged. Dad's face paled reading it. Mom snatched phones. Hurting us inside. Damage control, she snapped. Ever the fixer. Christian's hand in mine. Vice grip. We own it. Principal's office dawn. Bleary-eyed admins. Jake and Tyler hauled in. Denials crumbling under Mia's evidence dump. Suspension turned expulsion. The photo scrubbed. But ripples spread, whispers in halls. Pitying glances. Worse. Christian's mom. Screenshot in hand. Revoked transfer. Back to Portland. He told me New Year's Eve. Fireworks popping over the river as we watched from our spot. But Dad's therapy starts Monday. Real talk. Relief flooded. But cracks showed. You sure? After everything. His arm around me. Chin on my head. Sure as your next chord. Spring thawed slow. School a gauntlet of stairs fading to shrugs. Lincoln High's drama churned on. New scandals eclipsing ours. But ours deepened. Garage jam sessions, him on guitar. Me piano. Harmonies weaving futures. College letters arrived. My Juilliard deferral. His acceptance to Portland community. Local, he grinned. Keeps us in tune. Prom loomed. A glittering farce. I went stag with Mia. Christian in flannel and jeans. Our dance a sway in gym shadows. Balloon archway framing stolen breaths. No more hiding, he murmured. Tyascu. Summer beckoned. Graduation caps tossed to blue skies. But betrayal's echo lingered. Jake's final play. A leaked voice memo to local rag. Twisted tale of forced romance. Painting us victims. Headlines splashed. High school scandal. Blended families forbidden bond? Reporters camped dad's driveway. Flashes blinding. Christian's mom sued for custody anew. Citing toxic environment. Court dates loomed. Dad's lawyer fees draining. Mom's rallies fierce. In the eye, we stood firm. Therapy circles where dad admitted fears. Christian forgave in measured grace. Love's not the problem, he told the judge, voice steady. Hate is. Ruling. Joint custody. Therapy mandated. But us, untouched. Legally brothers. Emotionally more. Society's labels be damned. Fall found us at community college orientation. Backpacks slung. Hands brushing. Piano lab awaited. His shop class humming adjacent. New notes, I said, fingers lacing his. He smiled. That quiet storm. Ours. College hit like a key change, sharper, fuller. The campus sprawl of Portland State, a labyrinth of brick quads and food carts steaming with falafel and banh mi. No more Lincoln High's fishbowl. Here, we were footnotes in a larger score. Adam Hale. Music major. Fingers itching for recital halls. Christian Ellis Hale. Auto tech. Grease under nails, his badge of choice. We commuted together some days. His Subaru groaning up I-5. Radio alternating my indie folk with his grunge anthems. Nirvana's rasp meeting Fleet Fox's harmonies. But freedom's edge cut both ways. Dad's therapy stuck. Weekly sessions in a beige office off Burnside, where he unpacked closets long shuttered. His own youthful flings, buried under boardroom armor. Didn't want you repeating my mistakes, he'd grunt over coffee post-session. Eyes averted. Progress, jagged but real. Mom and Rick married quiet in spring. A backyard affair with mason jars and Mumford covers. Christian walked her aisle. Flannel swapped for a vest. His nod to me across vows a silent we made it. Yet, the photos ghost-haunted. Online trolls dredged it quarterly. Dateline wannabes pitching scandal specials. Jake's ex-account banned, then reborn, spewing venom from community college exile. Tyler faded, enlisting Marines. His bravado traded for boot camp bark. But Jake, he thrived on chaos. Interning at a tabloid rag. Bylines dripping sleaze. First semester's recital loomed. My showcase. A program of originals laced with our story. Fractured keys. A piano suite in minor. Evoking stuck ivories and steady hands. Christian helped rehearse. Perched on stool in our shared off-campus apartment. A cramped walk-up above a taqueria. Smells of cumin seeping through vents. Too much dissonance here, he'd critique. Strumming air guitar. Let the resolve breathe. Nights, we'd collapse on thrift futon. Take out boxes strewn. His head in my lap as I hummed revisions. Intimacy deepened, not fireworks, but hearth. Lazy mornings tangled in sheets. His fingers tracing tattoos I'd yet to ink. Whispers of futures over burnt toast. Road trip summer? He'd muse. Route 101. Big Sur Cliffs. Deal, I'd seal. Sealing with a kiss that tasted like possibility. But autumn's leaves turned. So did fortunes. Midterms crushed. My theory grade tanking from overthinking cadences, while Christian aced shop, fabricating a custom exhaust that turned heads at a local car meet. There, amid chrome and revs, I met his world. Grease monkey crew with beards and banter, accepting nods when he slung arm round me. Brought the musician, he grinned. Plays better than he parallel parks. Laughter eased old knots. But Mia's call shattered complacency. Jake's at it again. Article dropping tomorrow. Blended betrayal. The stepbrothers who shocked Portland. Quotes from sources. Twisting your therapy notes. Sourced how? Dad's sessions confidential, but leaks sprung eternal. We hunkered. Christian pacing kitchenette. Me scrolling drafts smuggled via Mia's debate hacks. Lies layered thick. Coerced romance. Grooming claims. Jake's byline a venom stamp. Publication hit like frost. Campus buzz. Stares in lecture halls. Profs awkward if you need to talk. Dad furious. Lawyering up. Mom rallied allies. Petitioning ethics boards. Christian. Ice calm. But cracks showed night's staring ceiling. My name a murmur in dark. We sue, I urged. Recital eve. Fingers flying over keys to drown dread. He shook head. Fuel. Let it burn out, but fire spread. Recital night. Hall packed. Parents beaming front row. Dad's tie askew. Mom's clutch white-knuckled. I launched into fractured. Notes pouring fury and fragile hope. Audience rapt. Midway. Phone vibrates in wings, Mia. Jake crashed lobby. Fatigue in tow. Intermission. Christian intercepted. Voice low thunder barring door. Leave. Harlan. Or I make you. Jake smirked. Flash popping. Public interest. Ellis. Your love story. Front page. Fist clenched. Christian held, barely. Security hauled him out. But damage done. Post-show reception. Whispers drown toasts. A reviewer next day. Hails sweet sings of personal turmoil. But scandal overshadows art. Gutted. Post-recital beers at a dive. Cast mates toasting. But my pint soured. Christian drove home silent. Lots sodium glow carving hollows in cheeks. Tired of this, he admitted. He stuck in ignition. Defending what should be simple. Then don't. I cupped his face. Thumbs brushing stubble. We're not the story. We are. Kiss anchored us. Fierce in car confines. Rain resuming patter. Back home. We burn sage. Mom's hippie cure, smoke curling like exorcism. New chapter, he echoed. Arms banding waist. Winter break brought reprieve. Cabin rental in the Cascades. Snow blanketing evergreens. No signal to summon ghosts. We hiked snowshoes crunching. Built fires crackling with esmores and stories. His boyhood Seattle rains. My mom's mixtape serenades. One night, aurora faint overhead. He carved our initials in frost-laced bark. A+C. Entwined. Forever marker, he quipped. Indelible. New Year dawned. Resolutions scrawled on fridge. Write the truth. Build without breaking. Spring semester. I joined a queer alliance. Penning op-eds for the student rag. Reclaiming my notes. Art after scandal. Christian modded a bike for a charity run. Raising funds for youth shelters. His quiet activism rippling. But Jake's shadow lengthened. May. Pre-finals. His investigative piece escalated. Interview with Tyler. Fresh from basic. Spinning yarns of witnessed abuse. Lies. But viral X-threads exploding. Doxing our apartment. Hate mail flooding inbox. Dad called emergency family summit neutral tie spot downtown. Enough, he declared. Pad thai cooling. We countersue. Libel. Full bore, Christian demurred. Or we rise above. Fracture lines showed. My fire for fight. His for peace. Above means ignoring, I snapped. Letting him win. Wins if we bleed, he countered. voice even. Mom mediated, Rick's bulk a buffer. Compromise, statement. Joint. Your terms. We drafted late. Our story isn't scandal. It's survival. Love defies labels. Blood or not. Let this end. Published op-ed. It trended, supporters amplifying. Detractors drowned in blocks. Jake's rag pulled the piece. Ethics probe looming. Victory. Pyrrhic but potent. Finals passed in blur. Graduation joint. My recital cap. His cert handshake. Summer road trip materialized. Subaru loaded. Cooler stocked. 101 hugging coast. Big Sur's cliffs dropped breathtaking. Ocean roar our soundtrack. Campfires under stars. His guitar strumming as I harmonized. Originals born of miles. Highway echoes. Melody of motion. One dawn. Bixby Bridge arched. He stopped the car. Marry me. Not question. Statement ring box from glove compartment. Simple band scavenged from shop scraps. Tears pricked. Legally? Still brothers on paper. Paper burns. He slid it on. Fit perfect. Soul vows count. Yes. Kiss sealed. Waves crashing chorus. Fall beckoned. My transfer to Berkeley deferred. His shop apprenticeship landed. Portland rooted us, but dreams whispered wider. Jake faded. Fired in disgrace. Last tweet a whimper. Betrayal scarred, but healed therapy scars pink. Not raw. In our walk-up, piano by window, his tools on sill, we composed. Life a duet, broken notes woven gold. Years folded like sheet music. Crisp then creased, Portland's relentless reinvention mirroring ours. 5 years post-grad, the city pulsed greener. Bike lanes snaking past voodoo donut lines, microbrews in every shadow. Christian's shop thrived, Ellis Customs, a hole in the wall off division. Chrome dreams birthed amid hipster hum. I taught piano downtown, fingers guiding kids through scales, while gigging nights at jazz dens, originals charting local playlists. We married quiet Vegas whim, Elvis officiant, rings exchanged under neon flicker. No papers filed for the stepbrother clause. Love laughed at legalese. Dad walked me aisle, irony noted. Mom teared up ringside, Rick's toast slurring sentimental. To the melody that stuck, he boomed. Home upgraded. Craftsman bungalow in Selwood. Porch swing creaking evenings. His guitar on hook. My upright in bay window overlooking roses. Mornings. Coffee black for him. Oat milk latte for me. Morning edition murmuring politics we debated over eggs. Another scandal, he'd note. Scanning headlines. Jake's latest flop. A podcaster peddling conspiracies from Boise obscurity. We tuned him out. Volume low. Betrayal's echo dimmed to white noise. But life's nocturne turns minor unexpected. 10th anniversary neared. Road trip redux. This time Amtrak to New York. Jazz haunts calling. Prep packed excitement. Duffels zipped. Playlist curated. Then, Dad's call voice frayed. Cancer. Prostate. Stage 3. World stuttered. We canceled. Rallied. Hospital vigils in sterile halls. Lisa's hand in his. Mom's soups delivered steaming. Christian stepped up, shop hours cut. Nights reading Hemingway aloud. Gravel voice steadying Dad's shakes. I composed vigil. Piano lament for chemo waits. Notes charting fear to fragile hope. Remission came tentative. Spring thaw. Dodged the finale, Dad rasped post-scan. Grip weak but grateful. Family dinner reborn. His den, takeout Thai, toast sloshing. You too, he said, eyes glassy. Taught me listening's the real tune. Summer healed. Cabin return. Cascades snow melted to wildflowers. Hikes longer. Talks deeper. Kids? Maybe foster. Piecing families like we had. Quiet ones, Christian mused. Hand in mine on bluff. Like us. Fall brought pivot. Berkeley beckoned anew. Adjunct spot, composing for film. Boston's pull magnetic. Go, he urged, packing my suitcase. I'll hold the bridge. Long distance tested. Weekends winged cross-country. Calls midnight confessions. I miss your baseline. A text. His reply photo. Shop sunrise. Waiting for the harmony. Holidays home. Thanksgiving chaos. Rick's bird charred. Laughter loud. But distance amplifies whispers. Winter gig in Beantown. Standing ovation for fractured redux. Sweet evolved. Scars scored triumphant. Post-show. Email from unknown. Jake Harlan. Subject truce? Curiosity clicked. Saw your show. From afar. Was wrong. Water under. Attached. Apology video. Face lined. Voice humbled. Addiction rehab. Amends list. Hurt you to hurt less. Sorry doesn't fix. But starts. I forwarded Christian. Skeptical. Believe it. People change keys, he replied. Voice call crackling. Like us. We met neutral Portland coffee. Neutral ground. Jake older. Edges softened. No recorder. Wrote a book, he admitted. Stirring black. Redemption arc. Your story. Inspired the pivot. Awkward nod. Don't twist it. Won't. Handshake firm. Ghosts exorcised. Spring bloomed reconciliation. Dad's health rallied. Lisa's garden party buzzing. Christian proposed expansion. Shop to Seattle satellite. Bridging coasts. Closer to you, he said. Ring glinting, mine now dual. I countered, or I defer. Again. Debate stretched moons. Therapy tandem unpacking. Fear of loss, counselor noted. Echoes old notes. Resolution. Hybrid me remote composing. Boston summers, him dual site. Weekends fused. Balance. Not breakage. 10th anniversary dawned. Amtrak chugged east. Births bunked close. His arm anchor through sway. New York swallowed us. Birdland brasses wailing. High line strolls hand in hand. No stairs. Pride march sideline. Rainbows riotous. Our quiet nod amid cheers. One night. Rooftop bar overlooking skyline. He pulled a box sheet music. Hand scored. Our sonata. Duet for piano and guitar. Pages thick with years. Broken openings. Soaring bridges. Coda unresolved but hopeful. Play it with me, he said. I storm clear. Back in Portland. Bungalow alive. Keys dancing. Strings strumming. Harmony hard won. Kids came later. Foster twins. Boys with wary eyes and wild laughs. Piano lessons their gateway. Like you, Christian whispered, tucking them in. Our hands linking over banister. Drama, life's full teen rebellions. Shop floods. My score snagged for indie film. But through floods, we tuned. Apologies airmailed. Silences shared. Love the bass holding treble aloft. One dusk, porch swing creaking, twins Abed, he leaned head on shoulder. Broke notes once, he murmured. Heard the song, I kissed temple, sunset gilding. Still playing, in Portland's endless drizzle, our melody endured, human, flawed, unbroken.